The Enfield Poltergeist, England. Quiet suburb of Enfield, North London. In the autumn of 1977, a single mother named Peggy Hodgson lived with her 4 children, 2 daughters, Janet and Margaret, and 2 sons. They lived an ordinary life until one night, everything changed. 11-year-old Janet and 13-year-old Margaret began hearing strange noises in their bedroom, knocks on the walls, scraping sounds under the floor, drawers sliding open by themselves. At first, Peggy thought they were just being playful, but then she saw it. A heavy chest of drawers moved across the floor by itself. She pushed it back. It moved again. No one was near it, and from that night on, the house was never silent again. Unseen force. The activity escalated quickly. Doors slammed shut. Lights flickered. Cold gusts of air rushed through sealed windows. But most disturbing was what began to happen to Janet. She'd enter strange trances. Her voice would change, her eyes vacant. She'd speak in the voice of an old man. "This is my house," she'd growl. "I used to live here, before I died." The family was terrified. Even neighbors began hearing the sounds. So Peggy called the police. And the unbelievable happened. A police constable watched a chair move all on its own. No strings, no tricks. It slid across the floor in front of her eyes. This wasn't just a family story anymore. It had become a case. The hauntings spread quickly. Soon, paranormal investigators arrived, including Maurice Gross and Guy Lyon Playfair from the Society for Psychical Research. They brought cameras, recorders, measuring tools. They planned to catch proof or expose a hoax. What they captured was neither fake nor explainable. Knocking sounds came from the walls, loud, rhythmic, impossible to trace. Objects flew across rooms. Beds shook violently in the middle of the night. But most terrifying was Janet. During interviews, her voice would change mid-sentence. She'd speak with a man's growl, claiming to be Bill Wilkins, a man who died in that very house years earlier in the living room, on a chair. They later confirmed a man named Bill Wilkins had died there, exactly as she described. Janet said she didn't remember what happened when she spoke in the voice. It just came over her, and still, it got worse. Janet's behavior became more extreme. She began levitating. Multiple witnesses, neighbors, reporters, even a police officer claimed to have seen her rise off her bed and hover several feet in the air. Once, she was even found stuck on top of a tall dresser, crying unable to explain how she got there. At school, chairs moved on their own. Janet was bullied. Some called her a liar, others were too afraid to speak. Photographers set up cameras with motion sensors. They captured Janet mid-air, arms out, feet off the bed. Skeptics said she jumped, but the expressions on her face told a different story, not excitement, but terror. And still, the voice of Bill Wilkins continued. He said he died of a brain hemorrhage. He said he didn't want to leave. Sometimes, Janet would be flung from her bed in the middle of the night, and each time, she swore it wasn't her. The house felt like it belonged to something else now. By 1979, after nearly 2 years of chaos, the activity began to fade. The knocking slowed. The voices came less often. The cold spots vanished. And Janet finally started sleeping through the night. Investigators left. The cameras stopped recording, but the memories never did. Many still debate what really happened in that little council house on 284 Green Street. Some say it was mass hysteria. Others believe Janet was faking it all, just a clever child under pressure. But the truth? Dozens of independent witnesses, including journalists, police, and neighbors, all saw things they couldn't explain. The Hodgson family never made money from the story. They never sought fame. They just wanted it to stop. Years later, Janet admitted she may have faked a few incidents out of fear, out of confusion, but insisted most of it was real, too real. Today, the Enfield house still stands. Ordinary people live there, and while they've reported no activity, those who remember say something was there, something that spoke, something that watched, and maybe still does.